In this episode, we're going to go on the journey of the first Black Sounds of Freedom festival, what I dub as the pilgrimage.
Addis Ababa, the Black Sons of Freedom Africa Tour is coming to Villa Verde July 24th, celebrating Rastafari's birthday with an international reggae concert, performing live from Kingston, Jamaica, Roots Underground and Kido Wida, alongside Pamphilon, Zion Rebels and Sidney Solomon, DJ Indegana, Select the Fireman and whatever clever DJ Easy. Tickets at all IFY locations. Come to the reggae party every Thursday and Saturday at IFY and Friday at Monarch Hotel for a free shirt or CD. Concert Villa Verde July 24th.
Yeah, I'm Derek, top selector, DJ Fireman from Trendsetter Sound System. It's the International Black Sound of Freedom. And we're here in Addis, underneath the acacia tree, and it's real important. There's two subplots that we're dealing with in this documentary. Besides the show and the political movement, we also got to just stress the acacia tree, because I just know this is the one that Moses was burning bush when God had a message for him. We're going to go on the journey of the first Black Sounds of Freedom festival, what I dub as the pilgrimage. So the goal for this launch of the journey, I got to go to my foundation. And so we're going with Roots Underground is the band that we brought along to do this with.
I'm the victims of a system. I know your children, them living in darkness.
My name is Stephen Newland, aka The Lightning, aka Lightning the Magnetic, lead singer of the Roots Underground band.
How long has Roots Underground been?
19 years.
Omar Francis, guitarist, Roots Underground. Since 2012, 7 years. Did I think it would take me 7 years to come to Ethiopia? Not sure I had an opinion about how long it was going to take me to get to Ethiopia.
My name is Salim Brownie. I play bass for Roots Underground.
My name is Roel Powell. My artist and producer name is Rose Summers. That's R-O-E, Summers with a Z. I'm a music producer. I do a little video directing and editing. I'm a photographer. I got invited on this trip because I recently became Kida's main producer.
I've had a few different members, but the core of the body is still there, and the cause and the motivational factors are all still there, which is Jaja.
Rastafari morning, right here, right now, in Ethiopia, Shashamaniland. Watch the Roots Underground, them get some strength for tonight. We're gonna be Rutical the best. This is Mama Cafe from the Ivory Coast, Jamaica, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Africa. Yes.
We brought also one of my favorite singers in reggae, Kido Wida, and she was very excited to do this.
Nice. Wow, it's so sweet. You want to taste it?
Kida's actual name is Makeda, like Queen Makeda here in Ethiopia. She was very excited to go on this pilgrimage. So we come into Addis, we come from the diaspora into Addis Ababa and then go in a bus down the King's Highway to Shashamani. And on Haile Selassie's birthday, we have a ceremony in the 12 Tribe headquarters and we have a concert there. The next day, we come back to Addis Ababa and have a concert.
There was a sense that I guess surprised me a little bit of kind of, there's a very kind of rooted sense that I've got here, that I even feel here. There's a sense of kind of dignity, like deep dignity, like humanity, I guess is the best word, like in the best sense of that word, that I have kind of felt from the people here, but feel myself here also. And it's wonderful, it's great. Like it's not just rooted in the past, but it's also like, it gives a sense of possible futures, it gives a sense of potential and human potential. So that's very, very cool.
It's one of the most amazing experiences. It's like something that you should do in life. You know, I strongly think that everybody should experience what I've experienced. Like, trust me, everybody needs to know about how beautiful this place is, how, you know, powerful this place is.
This has been an exciting collaboration, and I think when we come to town, I think the people that are interested in reggae, and not just reggae, but black sounds of freedom, be it Afrobeat, hip hop, and reggae, and whatever other, I mean, as long as you're putting up resistance to the system and the unjustness, then it's black sounds of freedom.
It's a spiritual journey. While being physical and while we do, you know, we love to do the sightseeing aspect and food and all of that part. This is something that as a Rasta man, you know, I only hear about Shashamane, I only hear about Addis Ababa for all my life, up until September, August last year. It was the first time I had the opportunity to be here. You know? So I'm still very new to everything. I'm still learning, still seeing, still observing, you know. Yesterday was the first time I got a chance to play the foot, you know, in Addis Ababa for the first time to a nice sold out crowd. But outside of the numbers of people or all of that, it was the goodness of the vibration, meaning there was no fighting, there was no, you know, it was all positive vibration. Even we had a couple sound glitches, everybody still loved the vibe same way. And that is what we want to kind of keep emulating in different places we go, because the strength of here is not necessarily just about here, you know, it's the example for the world. Rastafari, King of Kings, is the example for the world, right? So, being that we're here to celebrate his earth strong, you know, the idea is to make that everything about what we are doing be the example of the kings, you know, our way of life, you know. So, for me personally, it is also spiritual to refrain from certain things while we're there, even on the whole tour, so that the spiritual element of the music can be transmitted.
I don't have a sense that the world is a separate thing. I don't have a sense that these divisions that we've created are particularly important. I don't have a sense that being in Jamaica separates me from my past, and from my African past, or the other parts of my heritage, smaller parts of my heritage. So for me, at the most basic level, an acceptance of who we are as people, and not to accept the colonial stories about better and worse, or to downgrade some parts of the world or upgrade some other parts of the world. Like, for me, deeply repatriation means a deep acceptance of the wonderful tradition and history that is part of who we are and has shaped us, but has also kind of given us chances in Jamaica that we wouldn't have if we were still here in Africa. You feel me? So it's not bad, it's not good, it's just different.
Back in Jamaica and like growing up hearing about Ethiopia, mostly from the Rastas, they say that, you know, it's a motherland, but they never really went in depth with, you know, what to really expect of Ethiopia. So I never heard much. It mainly came from Rastas back in Jamaica, and you know, they would stress on repatriation and the motherland, but they never really gave much information on why. But I eventually did my research, and that's why I was so excited about this trip, because, you know, based on what I went and researched, researching it is one thing, but actually experiencing it is a whole next level. So
Ethiopia and Africa come to remind us of our roots, which is Africa in that, the humbleness, where it's love is the first power, is the first fire. And everything else come from that love of God, love of your family and yourself. So that's what we want to push out more in our music and write more about and play songs more about this, because that's where, we see where we could do our part very strong.
All right, so it was the biggest difference between Ethiopia and Jamaica. So I won't do the preamble like I did last time. I think in Jamaica, we don't really have history as a powerful psychological factor. We have it as a sociological factor, a political factor, and we understand that power arises out of history, but we don't have it on our heads. And it doesn't, I think, shape us as strongly as it does in a place like Ethiopia, which is thousands and thousands and thousands of years of history, which has traditions that have worked clearly because people are still here and people have been successful throughout all these years and people have made it work.
Come to Ethiopia, visit and see it for yourself. If you can help out in any way, do it. Yeah, because the place is really developing. The buildings are huge here, so there's a lot of potential to come out of this place, Seeing is believing. Don't take anything that other people say or show you as what it actually is, And don't take anything for granted.
Singer of Roots Underground, Steve, and I have been working together since the 90s. In 1997, we made an album back in DC. It was called The Prodigal. Steve took that album. He had to leave DC and go back to Jamaica, and he took the album and built the band Roots Underground, performing those songs, and then they made their first album in 2004, and he's been consistently making albums and touring between North, South America and Europe and now Africa for the past 16 or 17 years now.
It only takes a spark to get a fire going. Sometimes the spark is not going to come from where a man would expect it to come from. So it's just in friends getting together who have a love for a place that they had never even been before, but just through culture and through Rasta teachings. We have a love for Ethiopia, we have a love for Addis, we have a love for all of the continent. But the Black Sounds of Freedom is really to start to open this, bridge this gap and open these doors from the west to the east, and to make people say, yeah, we can build Africa, we don't have to keep on building up, the west where them just a slavery out and make us suffer. So I want people to get exposure to Africa, I want people to see what it's like, meet the people, see how much love is here, how much welcoming spirit is here, and then from there they can start moving their minds in this direction. So we give thanks for the whole experience.
We all, from whatever kind of Rasta that you are, why we say that we are Rasta is the divinity of Haile Selassie being the king. And my judgment's not that harsh, but my thoughts can be. But I don't judge, I'm not judging anybody for what they're doing or not doing. But if we're saying that this guy is divine by God to be the king and restore the kingdom, then he said, he came to Jamaica and said, I have land for you, leave out of Babylon and come back home. And he said, come back home, so what the hell are we still doing?
Derek, Bridget band, it was the first band we ever formed together. It was called Mabrak, back in 1998. Right? And Derek was the bass player, I was the singer, we had Dave and Jim Bedroom. And that was when we first started the band together in Washington, D.C. I moved from there, he moved from there, Dave moved, I went to Jamaica and we formed the Roots Underground in Jamaica in the year 2000. But since that time we kept in touch, he's been visited Jamaica a few times, come check me, we keep the link. And a few years ago, we decided, we're gonna make this thing happen. We would come to Addis and start the fire rolling. So we did that last year, and we're continuing now with the first show series. So, yeah, man, Derek have vision, man. And, you know, them man, they, even though them don't have no dreadlocks, them man, they're the real Rasta man, because he's doing Rasta works. And, you know, even for years, to not just right now, talking about decades. And, you know, the same way we want to big up man like Elias in DC, the man who, you know, from ever since they built the school here in Shasha, you know, help, you know, raise funds up. There's a lot of soldiers all around doing the work, so we just wanted to kind of unite everyone together now to make it be a more real, tangible thing, so that actual poor people can be fed, actual old people can be cared for, you know, needy, starving, etc. We want to make everybody feel good, right?
Come to Ethiopia, man. It's educational and maybe address some of the dysfunctions that we have as part of our heritage, you know what I mean? To see the people who have never had this experience of colonialism that has so defined our experience and has so defined our approach to the world. And to see how history can really, really help you and hurt you as well, you know what I mean?
Come and really know about who you really are.
You know, not accept the gift I'm offering, right? Because the gift I'm offering is not for you to be like me. The gift I'm offering is for you to be free like me, right? So, with that said, tune into some Roots Underground tune and some culture music for the message, you know. The message been, you know, reiterated by every artist in a Rasta culture for decades now. Now we're just taking our torch from this generation and running with all the other ones with us, you know, the marathon, you know, yeah, and keep on moving.
I don't know, we're still working on the same colony, building up the same plantation for them. And this isn't an anti-anybody thing, it's a matter of like, we're spending all of our energy to make that empire be bigger when we could be building for what benefits us as a whole. So I don't want to judge too harshly upon anybody, but I want to make it easier. We're trying to make it easier. So on these holy days in the Rasta movement, we're having a festival, and it's very easy to see that it's a music thing. And so if you have the means to do it, who wouldn't want to go on the holy days for our belief system to come see a Capleton show, to come see a Sizzler show, to come see a Keita show? Hello, Ermias, DJ Easy, whatever's clever, my main man. I'm great, man. It's going great. We're on our way over to Villa Verde right now to do the sound check, and the whole of the band of us right now, everybody is real excited for this. And now to do the big thing in Villa Verde, like Addis, get there early. That's all I'm gonna say. Buy your ticket right now. This thing gonna be packed tonight.
Greetings, blessings. This is Keita. Thank you so much. Give thanks for having us. Yeah, big up the entire Ethiopia. You don't know Africa. We're so happy to be here. Blessings to everybody in Addis. You know, looking forward to see you come out and really hold a joy with us later. We really want to hold a nice vibes, and it's, you know, something that's not to be missed. So we're gonna do it up big later. So come through and check it out.
Give me the light, give me the light, give me the lights, yeah. Give me the light, give me the light, give me the lights, yeah. Give me the light, give me the light, give me the lights, yeah. What you know about grow up on ganja tea? Not no Lipton, no Earl Grey, no Tetley. Not no Cersei, we talking Sensei. Where you have to pluck off the stalk off of the tree. When I was sick, my father gave me. He said, don't drink it fast, drink it slowly. Couple years later, we buck a kiki. Him say, what you doing round here, me lick a picnic. Me say, see me medicine, yeah, me a burn it off. It no make me choke, it no make me cough. Me no kin teeth, me no tune off. Say, oh no know me, but you don't know the half. I read, oh no listen to me song. I read, and me get a rub down. I read, pop people get down. That's how we do it in a Kingston town.